Welcome back to Financial Freedom. I'm Yvonne Davis, author, astrologer, and life transformation coach, and a YouTuber. So in this channel, I talk about all things related to financial freedom, financial independence, retiring early and retirement lifestyle, and saving money, self-employment, getting alignment with doing the work that you love. So if any of those things appeal to you, then I hope you will subscribe to this channel and ring the bell for notifications. Click like on this video, share with friends and family and on social media, and feel free to leave your comments and questions below. All right, so one thing I want to say is, you see all that stuff there on the chair? That's because I'm going camping. And that's one of the things I love about being self-employed and doing work that I love, working online, being a digital nomad and all that stuff, because I get to decide when I can go on a camping trip. You know, I just want to tell you guys what it's like to have a gig, whether with YouTube, whether it's just like a part-time side hustle, or if you want to do this full-time as a career. You can get some clues about what to expect. And as I've said many times on this channel, one of the messages I really like to get through to people is that everybody has to start from ground zero. You don't have to be a millionaire to be financially free. Financial freedom is simply about feeling free and having choice in doing what you want to do, okay? So I'm going to tell you the truth about being a YouTuber. So this is just part one. So I'm going to start with the beginning and tell you the story of how I started on YouTube. So my first upload was on November 25th, 2017. And I uploaded videos all through 2018 and 2019. So we're going to say like about 2.5 years, okay? I've been doing my Yvonne Davis astrology channel. So the first one I uploaded was called Summer 2025, the movie. That was actually a camping trip, a hiking and camping trip that my mom took. We hiked and camped. I think I lived in a tent for like 6 weeks in the summer of 2015, and I absolutely loved it. And so my mom put together this just homemade movie of us, okay? And so I just wanted to practice uploading a video to see what that would feel like. You know, what were the steps? Could I learn how to do it? Did I have the savvy? So I gave it a try, and it worked. Although this one I eventually had to make it go private because it had some music on it that had copyright issues, so I didn't want to get a copyright strike, obviously. So YouTube has put it as partially blocked and ineligible for monetization, but I had already made it private, just because I didn't want to risk getting a copyright strike. But that was really just for me to test out how to upload a video. And once I got that done, I felt a lot less intimidated by the whole process. Then I made my first video. It was about 8 minutes, called Who Do You Want to Be in 2018? And I uploaded it. So that was the first one I actually recorded and uploaded. That was November 28th, 2017. And then from there, I just kept practicing. I didn't worry about, I wasn't really even thinking necessarily about a business. I just wanted to try it out and see what would happen. And the one thing I will say is I was able to borrow equipment from a friend, and he showed me how to use it. I just would use his computer at first. He was my roommate, actually, not boyfriend, just roommate. And so anyway, he let me use his computer and his webcam and his microphone. So I got to play with it. He showed me how to use it. that helped a lot, because that helped with the learning curve, because I didn't have to figure it out myself. He showed me how to do it. So I played around with it. Then I thought, okay, what can I do on my channel? And I thought, oh, I would like to do the artist's way. So I did 84 videos for the artist's way, one for every day. That was really good practice. The views on it weren't very high. You can see how low the views are. And that's usually the way it is with a beginning channel. And I just tried some different things, you know, and over time I got a little more comfortable with it, and I kept doing the astrology and the tarot, and I let's see what I did next. I think eventually I did my first political video. So let's go down here, go back to the bottom and see. So again, I was just playing with a lot of different things. I was playing with the artist's way, tarot, astrology, just to see what would happen. And my views were still pretty low, always under 100, most of the time under 100. Every once in a while I might have peaked up above 100. This one actually did pretty well. So that was my first astrology video and first video in general that actually did pretty well for a beginning channel. By that time, I'd been about 2 months. And like I said, I was consistently uploading every day with the artist's way. So that was good practice for me to get comfortable in front of the camera and, you know, just practice and develop my skills and discipline. Now this one was the first one that I actually attempted to do a political video. When will Trump leave the White House? And I got 10,718 views on that. So that's kind of like a mini going viral. And then I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to get people to watch my channel. So I was like, okay, now I know what to do. I need to do the political astrology. So I continued with the artist's way because I had made a commitment to myself to do that for 84 days. If you're not familiar with the artist's way, it's an 84-day program. So let's go back down here. Yeah, so I kept doing the political astrology along with the artist's way. Again, the artist's way just could not break 100, but I was still doing it for practice and commitment and discipline. Continued to test out the political astrology. Was getting at least in the thousands. And so it was really cluing me in about what people wanted. So here's another one that got to 9,432. That was February 28th. So now we're 3 months in. And so you can see the numbers. These are the views here. And basically everything that's below 100 was the artist's way. Some of the political astrology were pretty consistently getting in the thousands. A few of them were hitting around 10,000. Here's another one, got 12,094. Fate of Trump's White House in USA. So that's really the key. Oh my gosh, this one got 37,569. And again, it was when will Trump leave the White House? So that's how you learn how to do it. So I kept using that title, and I would just do like part 1, part 2, part 3, etc., updates, etc., because that's what people wanted. And so this one got 13,579. And so it was starting to clue me in about what people really wanted. And once I finished I got some videos on here that are private because I was just recording some stuff for myself. But you can see that gives you a clue about what it was like when I first started. And so basically what I would say to you is if you want to start a channel, there are different reasons to do it. Maybe you just want to do it as a hobby. Maybe you want it as a side hustle. Maybe you want to make a career out of it. But the key is to practice and be consistent. Learn what you're doing over time. Let yourself be imperfect. Okay. I'm very good at that, as you can tell. And then just try out different things, because like myself, I never planned any of this. I just tried different things and I just fell into a niche by accident. But when it happened, I took note. And so I realized that when people really like the astrology, I think they like the tarot too. So I'm going to try to incorporate more tarot, but they also really like the astrology. I mean, the politics. So I mix together the astrology and the politics, and that's what people want to see. So, you know, that's the way it is being a YouTuber. If you want to make money, you need to give your viewers what they want to see. And so now with the Financial Freedom Channel, I'm trying it again because, you know, I'm back to square one and doing the same things I was doing back then in late November 2017. So I will just add that I was able to monetize my channel in early 2019. I believe it was February 2019. And so that was more than a year before I monetized. And it just depends on how quickly you can get to the minimums for monetization, which are 1,000 subscribers and at least 4,000 hours of watch time within a 12-month period. So once you reach those minimums, then you can apply for monetization. It's not a guarantee, but assuming your channel doesn't have any major problems with it, you know, like hate speech or things like that. Political opposition is not a problem, but hate speech is a problem. So, you know, you just have to follow their guidelines, and as long as you're within their guidelines, then you can probably get monetized once you meet those minimums. So it just depends on how long it takes you to meet those minimums. And to some degree, that's how hard you work. You know, it's one of those things where if you treat it like a business, if you treat it like a real job, you can be successful, you can make a living, and the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. Also, one other thing I would say is in another video, I'll actually talk about the money. Right now, I just wanted to talk about getting started, but I will add really quickly that in the beginning, you'll probably need to have another source of products and services. That was one thing that also worked in my favor, is I was already an astrologer and a workshop facilitator. So it was basically all I was doing was just trying to reach more people through the platform of YouTube, which in the beginning, I really just thought of it as social media. And I already had Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn. They weren't really doing me much good. And I was associated with 2 organizations, Colorado Free University, which is adult education, continuing education. And I would teach through Colorado Free University as an independent contractor. And then, and met lots of my clients there and other students and, you know, people that I ended up working with for many, many years. And also Rocky Mountain Compassionate Communication Network, where I'm an accredited facilitator of nonviolent communication. So I did my counseling and coaching is now a combination of the astrology and the nonviolent communication. So that's my training and background. And so I already had that all set up. I'd been doing that since really since 2006. And because that's when I published my book, The Power of Manifestation, and then wrote and published a workbook titled The Manifestation Workbook, started a workshop called The Power of Manifestation, and started teaching it through Colorado University. And that was all in 2006. So I had been doing that for at least 10 or 11 years before I ever started posting on YouTube. So I really didn't know what to expect from YouTube. Again, I just thought of it as another form of social media to hopefully expand my reach, even though I hadn't had much success with social media in that way. But for some reason, YouTube turned out to be very different. And I think for me, that's because YouTube is an entity in itself. It is like a business in itself. It's a channel, you know. It's like, it's not just a social media platform. It's literally a channel. So you are a producer. You're basically a videographer or a filmmaker. You're a producer. You're a channel. You're a production company. You're producing something that people actually are willing to pay money for, in the sense that advertisers are willing to advertise on your channel. So you can make money through ad income. But if you have another business that either blossoms out of your YouTube channel or that you had prior to, and YouTube is like opening up a new storefront, a new way in, a new doorway into your business, which is the way it was for me, then you know, it'll be easier for you to build or increase your income as opposed to just simply relying on ad income. So I think that's the basics for beginning. And if any of you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I hope this is helpful. You know, just building this channel, I don't know what kind of information my current viewers are going to want, but I do think that YouTube is an excellent opportunity for people who want another stream of income or possibly even a career. All right, so that's it for today. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.